Welcome to Dad's Got Dementia Situation Saturday. So today's vlog is dedicated to my mother. She is 80 plus years old. I'm not going to let her see this part because she wouldn't appreciate me giving out her age. But she asked that I guess this week we had just a really trying week, a little eventful, and she wanted me to make sure that I did a vlog and put it on the Facebook. So I am doing this vlog and we're going to put it on the Facebook. So this week, the past week, my father did really well. He's been doing really good. And on Saturday of last week, he had an episode where he just started getting extremely tired, and my brother was going to take him out for a Father's Day dinner at the church, and he literally just collapsed outside. My brother caught him because, you know, we're only like a hair away from him. I've told you that we hang on to his clothes and everything else. Don't let him out of our sight or out of hand's reach. So my brother was there. He caught him, called 911. I mean, we're fanning. He's doing all kinds of things because he just collapsed and was out. So we ended up being in the hospital. He stayed almost 5 days in the hospital. Might have been more than that because we picked him up on yesterday. So whatever, however many days that is. So we picked him up yesterday, but every day, we do not leave my father at the hospital or anywhere alone, simply because no one knows him better than we do, and we are responsible for him. So really, this vlog has two parts. The first part is how things can change in an instant with someone who has dementia. They're not able to tell you if they're not feeling well. And sometimes you're just not able to pick up on all of the signs. So I knew my father was kind of sluggish on Saturday before my brother came. And he just seemed really, you know, a little bit drained and not as talkative. So there were some signs that possibly he could be coming down with something, but it wasn't anything, you know, just so blatantly out there that I would say, okay, you can't go, we need to take him to the doctor. But he went from feeling just fine to just a little bit of quietness and things like that. And then it was determined that he had pneumonia, not severe, but he had pneumonia, and he had a UTI and slight dehydration. So those three things are really, they're common in folks with dementia, Alzheimer's, memory issues. Those are some common illnesses that can totally change everything. And I don't know how, and I'm not even trying to figure it out, but those things have a true impact on their health. So we were in the hospital getting all hydrated and antibiotics and all of those things. And we really have to work together as a team because, again, we don't leave my father alone. So he needs coverage during the day. He needs coverage during the night. And so we have to rotate in and out. And so that's kind of what we did over the course of 5 days. And just to make sure that he was covered. Well, during that stay, there was a woman next door to him, an older woman, and I happened to leave out of my father's room to go and get a soda, and I heard her calling me. She didn't know my name, but she was calling me, you know, hey, miss. So I went in to talk to her and see what she needed, and she had no family there. She had been there a few days. She was hungry. And she needed to get up and use the restroom. So she's an older woman. She's plugged up to different monitors. So of course I would never take the liberty of just moving her. So I had to call for the nurses and just really just say, hey, you know, I know I'm not her family member, but she needs to use the restroom. She's hungry and no one has been in here. She doesn't know to use the call button. So it was a really sad thing, but I think you know, when I left there, I'm sure they took care of her because I waited to make sure that they did. And I just let them know, you know, put it on a schedule when you come and check on her to take her to the bathroom because she can't tell you and can't call. So I think the whole moral to this episode is that even if your loved one is in a nursing home, or if they're at home, if they are hospitalized for whatever reason, please go up and visit your loved ones. The nurses and doctors are there to provide care, but they're not aware of all of the needs of your loved ones. And so many older people are in these hospitals by themselves. It doesn't matter if they have dementia, heart condition, lung condition, they are by themselves and expected to navigate alone. It's, it's really dreadful and it's very, very sad. So if your loved one is in a nursing home and you know that they're being taken to the hospital, that's kind of where you're going to have to pick it up and make sure that your loved one is cared for and has coverage. And it certainly isn't easy. Those couches are hard when you have to sleep on them. You get no sleep at all. But you know what? That little bit of sacrifice is worth it. And, they've raised us, so they deserve our time and attention, and making sure they have coverage and making sure their basic needs are taken care of while they're in the hospital. So this one is for my mother. She wanted me to put it out there. So there you have it. We're all tired from spending 4 or 5 days in the hospital day and night with my father. And I have to give kudos to my brother because my brother, Tommy, I give you his name and stop calling him brother. I have 2 of them, but Tommy just spends all day in the hospital with my father, and he does not work. He's chosen not to, and he stays with my father and cares for him during the day, and we relieve him and we do all of the night activities. So I want to give kudos and much love to my brother, who is worn out by now, but just sticks by my father through everything and just make sure that he is taken care of. So mad love to you, Tommy. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope that you are watching after your loved ones. If they're admitted, make sure you're right there to monitor medication, feeding, bathing, all of those things, those creature comforts. You want to make sure that your loved one has what they need. So until next time, we will see you next week on Situation Saturday.